Is the PDF visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. So let us quickly go to the data set. Yes, this is the one. Okay, you are able to see the data set, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So, simple exercise we are trying to do it. Okay, for today's class, wherein we are visually identifying the cluster from the given data, which is being shown in the data set figure 9.1, okay, which is there on the screen, okay. And here there are two variables, or we call it as two dimensions of interest. One is X, another one is Y. What is the objective of this particular scenario? The main objective is for us to identify and determine the number of clusters for this particular given data set. And we need to find out the center points of those clusters. So we need to determine the number of data sets and the center points of those clusters, what we identify. Now, let us count how many number of elements are there in this particular data set with respect to X and Y. So there are 10 items. So 10 rows, if you could count it. Okay. So there are 10 rows and 2 columns. 2 columns means to say there are 10 item values in the 2 dimensions X and Y. X and Y. So fairly it has been distributed, no noise in the data, and it has been given very much a defined value, and we are trying to apply a technique now to find out the number of clusters. Number of clusters. Okay, so let us apply the bottom-up technique. Okay, let us apply the bottom-up technique, and we will represent these pair of values as 2, 4. My X value is 2, Y value is 4. So that is my first way value. So I'm going to make a pair of it. Okay. So initially all the data points, we will try to put it on a graph or on a scale ranging between 0 to 9. Why I am telling you 0? You can see the value from the data set, that is, which is minimum value is 2, maximum value is somewhere 8. Correct? Is it correct? Minimum value is 2. The maximum value in the 2 columns is 8. Is it I'm right? Please answer to me. Please answer to my question. Is it I'm audible? I'm audible. Okay, I'm very much audible. Then please answer to my question. So what is the minimum value in the given data set of 10 rows? What is the minimum value? Anybody please unmute and talk to me and answer to my question. 2 is the minimum value.
2.
What is the maximum value?
8.
8. So let us make our own scale to plot these points as the pair of values. So which is fairly distributed. Randomly it is fairly distributed. Now our work is to apply the bottom-up technique, and we need to identify and determine the number of clusters and also the center points of those identified number of clusters. So that is our problem. We need to solve it. So when we wanted to arrive it and say that these are my number of clusters and these are my centroids or center points of those clusters. So first what we need to do, we need to make the pair of these 2 dimensions X, Y, that is 2, 4. First row element means first row pair of item. Second row as an item is 2, 6. Then 5, 6, then 4, 7, 8, 3, 6, 6, 2, 5, 2, 5, 7, 6, 3, 4, 3, sorry, 4, 4. Correct? Are you able to get my point now? I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So based upon that particular logic, we are trying to initially place all these data points. Place all these data points with respect to one dimension. One dimension, not the second dimension. So we will first concentrate on the first dimension. So see the only first column value with respect to x dimension. 2, 2, 5, 4, 8, 6, 5, 5, 6, 4. Correct? Correct? So all the points are distributed randomly. So what we can consider, we can make the points to be plotted by making a scale of 0 to 9. Why to take up to 8? Let me take one unit extra to represent 9 as the value, even though I know that there is no pair of values which are available for the 10 items with respect to x and y dimension, but still my scale I'll put it as each centimeter or 1 unit is equal to 1. As 0 to 9, I will try to put it as one particular measuring scale. Okay, because I need to find out the distance, correct? Okay, so the distance. So what is the biggest difference or distance you can make it out from these two pair of values? Anybody? 2, 4. The distance is difference. Difference means what? 2, 4, 2, 2, 6, 4, 5, 6, 1, 4, 7, minus 3. That is okay. 3. Let us take the positive difference only. 3, 8, 3, 5, 6, 6, equal it is. So 0. Difference is 0. 5 minus 3. The difference is 3. 5 minus 7. Minus 2, but positive 2, I'll take it. So 6 minus 3, 3, 4 minus 4 is 0. So among all these, you can observe something. There is a distance between few points is bigger distance, means bigger difference. So which are the item pairs or the rows having the bigger difference? Just identify and quickly tell me which pair of points have got the difference more, the bigger distance or bigger difference between the points. Second row is 2, 6. 2, 6 is 4 difference. Then fifth row, 8, 3. The biggest difference is 5. So the highest, the biggest I'm trying to get the two pairs. These two will help us to understand the next the concept. Okay, so this data can be broken into, this whole set of 10 items can be broken into two groups or two clusters. Two clusters. Why? Because the big distance between the points 2, 6 is 4, 8, 3 is 5. So the two groups or two clusters, we can break this data into. We can break this data into. Now, what are the 3 points at the bottom right can form? Okay, so now let me go back to the whiteboard. Okay, let me share the whiteboard. Please remember these data set, because we need this data set to understand now how are we making the clusters and how are we trying to find out the center points of those clusters. Okay, are you getting my point? Are you able to get my point? I'm asking you, please answer to me. Are you with me understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Okay, so let me now let the board load it there. Okay, so now we are going to make and plot these points. Okay, according to the scale of 0 to 9. Why it is taking so much of time? You're able to see whiteboard?
Yes, ma'am. But it's still
But
loading.
yeah, even for me also it is still loading. Oh God. Okay, let us wait. Okay. Because once I plot the points, only the next things what I can say you will be able to follow. That's why I'm waiting. Okay, let me remove the USB and put it back. Let me try with this possibility. No. Okay. Stop it. Once again, I'll share it. Okay. Okay, let me share once again. It should do it quickly. Don't know what is the issue. The device is ready. It's connected before beginning of the class. Okay, done. Okay. 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 So let us take this and you're able to see a line. You're able to see a line.
Yes, ma'am.
0, 2, 4, 6. Okay, sorry. Let us make 1 unit is equal to one item, means 1 centimeter is equal to. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So now roughly I'm giving not with a perfect scale in the graph I'm trying to put forth. Okay. So what was the first pair of value? At least remembering 2, 4, right? Right? 2, 4. So let us understand that somewhere, okay, if I plot the points even into y-axis as say for example 1, 2, we need to just make an assumption here. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the x value is maximum 8, but the y value is approximately, I could see 7 only. Okay, so now they are still coming after 9:30 also. In spite of giving a lot of instructions also, people are misusing the advantages. Okay, anyway, 2, 4, somewhere it comes here, right? Are you able to see one marking which I made it? It's not a perfect diamond shaped icon. Okay, are you able to see this? One small circle I made it. That is
Yes,
2,
ma'am.
4, and 2, 4 is also visible. Correct? Again, 2, 6. 2, 6. So similarly, we need to plot all the points of all the 10 rows. Next, the value is 4, 4. This is the one. 4, 4. 4, 7. Then 5, 2 comes somewhere here. 5, 2. Then 5, 6. Then 5, 7. 5, 7. Then 6, 3. Somewhere it is here. 6, 6. I'm just making one dot, but actually a diamond shaped icon, normally we'll place it in a tool when we try to do this. 6, 6. Then we got the last pair of item to represent is 8, 3. Somewhere here. 8, 3. Is it visible to you? All the points of 10 rows, I have placed it on the board. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good. Now, I said you need to try to find out the biggest difference among all the pairs of x and y dimension. Here, the biggest difference, we get it only for 2 rows. The bottom up technique I'm considering. 8 minus 5 is 5. Sorry, 8 minus 3 is 5 and 2 minus 6 is 4. Correct? So based upon these two values, that is the big distance between the points 2, 6 and 8, 3. So the whole data set can be divided into how many clusters? How many clusters? 2 clusters. Right? The 2 clusters. 2 clusters. Now, after plotting the points, you can make an observation. The 3 points at the bottom right can form one cluster. Okay, the 2 clusters are there. So the 3 points at the bottom right side can make one cluster with a pair of items 5, 2, 4, 3, 8, sorry, not 4, 3, it is 6, 3 and 8, 3. Right? Are you able to see this? This is my one cluster. Right? Next. Another biggest distance, what I got it as 4. Okay. And even the nearest neighborhood also to be considered. Okay. The another cluster can be formed by the 7 points. Those 7 points are 4, 2, 6, 4, 4, 4, 7, 5, 6, 5, 7, 6, 6. This is another cluster. This is another cluster. Okay, so we made the 2 clusters by writing a circle around the 3 points right corner towards the scale to make one cluster, and 7 pair of data items with respect to x and y dimension as another cluster. So we made successfully 2 clusters, and we identified also through the bottom up technique, and there is a big difference between the 2 points. So 2, 6, 1 point makes me to get one cluster to be determined or identified, and 8, 3, which is the highest difference, another cluster. Okay. Now, out of these 2 clusters, now our task is to find out the center points. Center points. Okay. Approximately where the center point can be determined with respect to 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. The lower cluster with the 3 pair of points. 5, 2, 4, 6, 3, 8, 3. Approximately where the center we can find it out. 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. Correct, no? 3 units. And in that, my center will come up approximately in between 6 and 7, right? In between 6 and 7, right? Are you with me and able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is my one centroid or a center point for my one cluster. The circular notation, what we made it as a big circle, but all the data points must be represented as a diamond shaped icon in the tool when we do it. So it comes, okay. So the scatter plot which will help us to do this is this. Now, what could be the center point for my another cluster which is being made by 7 data points? Approximately 2 to 2 to 6 it is, correct? 2 to 6 it is. So 2 to 6, and the midpoint when I see the difference, I see 4 because that is the biggest difference. Then my center point comes to the 4 and it is placed here, which I'm just writing it as a big circle, okay, which is being shaded also. Okay, so that makes another cluster centroid. Another cluster centroid. So centroids are shown as a thick dot, and all the other data points must be shown as a diamond shaped icon. But here, when I write it in my tab, I don't know, with the pen, it is a problem. I'm not able to. When I write the diamond, but still it is becoming circle. Okay. Now, what is the size of the cluster now? What we can observe? 3 items made, one cluster. 7 items made, another cluster. Correct? Correct. One is a small cluster, another one is a big cluster or a bigger cluster, because double of the data items are being placed in the one cluster. Right. Now the bigger cluster seems to be very too far apart with the data points when we observe. Okay, 5,6, 5,7, 6,7 is good enough. They are nearing to each other when we find out the difference. And even 4,7 also makes sense to understand that they are nearing to each other. Correct? No? When we find the distance between these 2 points, 6 minus 6 is 0, 5 minus 6 is 1, 5 minus 7 is 2, 4 minus 7 is 3. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. It is nearing to each other, correct? Please answer to me. Again, the same logic I'm applying to find out the distance between the two items, sorry, the two values of each pair of item, to find out that how many points are nearing to each other in this bigger cluster, which we wrote it as a big one, correct? Please answer to me. Now my concept is, can I break this bigger cluster into smaller clusters? Then how many such kind of smaller clusters I can divide or I can determine? Okay. So when we see the 7 data points, the difference and nearest value comes with respect to 6, 6, 5, 6, 5, 7, 4, 7. Correct? Can we break that into a separate cluster?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me use the different color and okay, why it is not drawing, 1 minute. Okay. So now the red colored one, I made it as a separate cluster. I must write a separate plot, but I'm just showing you there only. You're able to understand? Okay. Now another color I'll take as a green and I'll put it as 2, 4, 2, 6, 4, 4. That is 0, 2, 2. Sorry, 2, 4 is, sorry, 2, 6 is 4, 2, 4 is 2. So 2, 0, 4 as one more cluster which is being plotted as green color, correct? And you can again find out the same iterative process of centroid or center of these two separated clusters. Earlier it was separate, one center point. Now we need to find out the center point for this particular separated cluster. So let me take, okay, 1 minute. Okay, so let me take a blue color one And we need to now find out the center point for 2, 4, 2, 6, 4, 4. So it comes somewhere here. See, which I'm making it as a thick, dark blue point. Okay. Now this is the centroid or the center point for my separated one cluster. And 4, 7, 5, 7, 5, 6, 6, 6, approximately based on the scale, we get a centroid, which I'm writing it in a blue, thick, dark point. Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? Now, how many clusters we got it? In this iteration, we divided the bigger cluster into 2 smaller clusters, and earlier we had this obviously one cluster, okay, which was made by 3 data points only. So now we have divided the whole data set into 3 clusters, and even the centroids are being shown as a blue dark thick points or dots. Okay, so thick points are dots to represent it. So now the solution is, our question was identify or determine the number of clusters and try to find out even the center points for those clusters in the given data set, right? So now the solution is, we have got 3 clusters, and the cluster on the right is far from the other 2 clusters. Yes, obviously. Okay, so the right corner one, which I wrote it now in the blue color, so which is far from the other 2 clusters, because the distance makes the sense for us to conclude that. But however, each cluster centroid is not too close to all the data points, right? Now the top 2 clusters, or the left hand side 2 clusters, which are being separated by the bigger cluster, looks very tight fitting, because we can see that the nearest values 6, 6 is 0, 5, 6 is 1, 5, 7 is 2, and 4, 7 is 3. So nearest values, so tight fitting values with a nice centroid in the center of the cluster. So the third cluster at the left side, it is being spread out. That is 2, 4, 4, 4, 2, 6. Correct? Are you able to get my point? So this was a bottom-up cluster exercise in visually producing 3 best fitting cluster definitions for the 2 by 10, that is 2 columns, the 2 dimensions and the 10 rows of values in the given data set. In the given data set. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? I'm asking you.
No.
No. Next is a specific algorithm we are going to learn called as k-means. 1 minute. Oh, it is not. Okay. I'm writing. You are able to see that? Okay. Now we are going to learn about k-means algorithm for clustering. For clustering. Okay. Now we are entering into a specific algorithm. The same data set will use it. We will be discussing the continuation of what we learned just now from the beginning of the class by taking a sample data set of 2 by 10. Okay. So as I mentioned in the previous class, k-means is one of the most popular, frequently used clustering algorithm. K-means is the most frequently used popular clustering algorithm. Okay, and it iteratively computes. It iteratively computes the clusters and its centroids. It iteratively computes the clusters and their centroids. And I already told you there are 2 approaches. One is bottom-up approach, another one is top-down approach. But K-means algorithm, please underline or note it down. It is a top-down approach to the clustering technique. It is a top-down approach to the clustering. Okay, so let me move the board. Okay, now we need to understand, already we know mathematically, so we need to start with a given number of K clusters, and in this data set, okay, what just now we solved, our K value is 3, correct? Correct? We determined 3 clusters. And we also could find out and determine 3 random centroids. 3 random centroids. Right? Centroids. And here, with the given number of K clusters, say there are 3 clusters, the means 3 random centroids will be created as the starting points of these 3 cluster centers. These 3 cluster centers. Okay. Are you getting? And all the circles, what I been shaded as a dark blue or dark black, are been initially called as the cluster centroids. Cluster centroids. Okay. The same plot we need to take it into consideration. Same plot we need to take it into consideration, and we randomly start assigning the 3 centroids to these 3 clusters. 3 centroids to these 3 clusters. Now, we need to do the step-by-step process of understanding this. Now, the first step, very beginning step for the K-means algorithm. Sorry. First step. Okay. So for the data point, distant value will be from each of these 3 centroids. These 3 centroids. The data point will be assigned to the each cluster with the shortest distance to the centroid. With the shortest distance to the centroid. So all the data points will be assigned with one data point or the other data point, and all the arrows we are trying to draw it to show that each element, the centroid that the point is assigned to, Okay, so let me go back and share the plot. Then you will be able to understand than drawing it. Give me a minute time. Okay. So I will share the entire screen. Okay. Is it the screen visible to you? Is it the screen visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good. So these are the initial data points which we have drawn it and understood. Okay. Initially, the one centroid, we could find it out as a thick the dot, which was almost to 5 as the scale. Then the 2 clusters are being made. So we understood this and we found out the centroids somewhere to that, approximately placing the center of that circle what we have drawn. Then we have split the 2 clusters, and one was a bigger cluster into another 2 separate clusters, and even we could make this circular plot approximately the center where it is coming. So 2, 4, 2, 6, 4, 4. So approximately it comes as the 2.8 or 2.9 it is. And here it is almost 5.8 or something it comes. Okay, so dividing the 3 clusters also we understood. Now this we need to understand. Okay, so the 3 random centroids are being picked up. One is towards the scale 1 randomly, and these things cannot be same with everyone what we are trying to solve it. My perception, my understanding and my random points may be different from the other person, but now let us assume that all of us will make the centroids as this. So the 3 circles of gray color, please understand there are 3 centroids. So randomly assign 3 centroids for the 3 clusters. What is that noise? Could you please mute yourself if somebody is unmuted? You're able to see the randomly placed centroid, the gray color circles, 3 points. Answer to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So after this, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to find out the difference among the data points which are nearing to that particular centroid. Now, when we see from this, the mouse, what I am pointing, you are able to see the first centroid, which is above 1 or between 1 and 2 somewhere in the plot. You are able to see the first centroid gray color?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, which is nearing to 2,6 actually speaking, correct? Which is almost nearing to 2,6. Now, when we try to find out the difference, 2,4 is 2, 2,6 is 4, then 4,3 is 3. Correct? Correct? Now, can we draw the arrow marks from 2,4 to this first centroid and 2,6 to the centroid and 4,3 to the centroid, because the difference is 2, 3, 4, right? 2, 3, 4. Based upon the distance only, we are trying to find out and we are trying to recalculate, and how the centroid for each of these cluster will be recalculated in such a way that it is closest to all the data points allocated in that cluster. Now my first cluster is this. I'll just go back and I'll show you. See, my first cluster is this. 2,4, 2,6, 4,4. But when I have this centroid here, 4 and the centroid is too far, no? 4,4. Okay, so in that sense, see the arrow marks which is being pointing to each and every centroid based upon the logic of recalculating the distances and how much it is closest to the cluster. Excuse me. So that arrow we will pointing to the cluster centroid. Okay, cluster centroid. So you can see that there is a arrow pointing from 2,4 to first centroid, 2,6 and 4,3. Now, when I make a random centroid here, bottom above 4, so 5,2, 4,4. So these two only the data points can be very much nearer. Very much nearer. But 100% it is not nearer. You may question me, ma'am, how can you say it is nearer? I will come to that. I will come to that as the second step. So first step is we need to, for each data point, the distance values will form the each of the 3 centroids, and the data points will be assigned to that cluster with the shortest distance to the centroid. And all the data points will thus be assigned with one data point or other, and the arrows from each data point shows the centroid of that point is assigned to. At least you understood this. At least you understood this. Actually, it is not so nearer. Don't worry. Second step, I will conclude. This centroid may not be the correct centroid for the points what we are putting it as an arrow pointing to that centroid. But as step 1, I need to do that. So I'm done it. Any doubt in step 1? Any
No,
doubt?
ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
So we will stop at this. Okay. So we need much time to understand the step 2, step 3. Okay. So let us do those things in tomorrow's class. Okay. So we will conclude the class right